Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Today kicks off the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump. I'm Raquel Martin in Washington. Why some Republicans are already saying it's a waste of time. I'll have that full story coming up.
One Rockford area lawmaker who voted to move the trial along explains his reasoning despite the backlash he's gotten from friends, strangers, and even members of his own party.
To be able to give back just a snack to the healthcare workers means a lot.
And local Frontline workers are treated to a gift. Those behind the ideas say it's the least they can do to say thanks. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. The United States Senate starts the impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump. Democrats say Trump incited the deadly riot that unfolded at the U.S. Capitol last month.
But Republicans insist the trial is unconstitutional. D.C.'s Raquel Martin reports as both sides make their case. She's keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Be seated.
Tuesday, the Senate kicked off the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump.
Incredibly important trial.
Michigan Democratic Senators Debbie Stabenow and Gary Peters say it's clear Trump unleashed the deadly riot at the Capitol last month.
The facts are overwhelming. Hope that the senators would have an open mind, would listen to the arguments.
On the Senate floor, lead impeachment manager Congressman Jamie Raskin shared violent footage of the attack.
You ask what a high crime and misdemeanor is under our Constitution? That's a high crime and misdemeanor.
But the former president's legal team argues Trump is not responsible for the violence and argues the trial itself is unconstitutional.
If we restrict liberty to attain security, we will lose both.
We can't have any removal in this case because he's an ex-president.
Missouri Republican Josh Hawley says this is why he will not vote to convict the former president and expects most Republicans to agree with him.
You've got 45 senators already on the record saying we just don't have the authority. This thing is not going anywhere. I think our Democrat colleagues know that. And frankly, I think it is a terrible, terrible waste of time.
Kansas Republican Senator Roger Marshall says former President Trump isn't to blame.
The president was well within his rights to have freedom of speech.
This week, both sides will have up to 16 hours to present their case and 4 hours for closing arguments. A final vote is expected on Monday. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
You can expect this trial to be much shorter than last year's impeachment trial. Some experts believe it could wrap up as soon as Monday.
Before that, Democrats will ultimately need 17 Republicans to convict Trump. Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger sided with Democrats during the House discussion. Michelle Rave has more.
16th District Congressman Adam Kinzinger shared his thoughts on the Senate impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump. Kinzinger was one of only 10 Republicans to support impeachment in the House. The congressman was at the Capitol when the riots broke out on January 6th. He calls the experience traumatizing and says he will never forget as he feared for his and others' safety. Kinzinger says Trump needs to be held accountable for his actions and would vote to convict the former president if given the chance. Moving forward, he believes it's important to introduce an optimistic voice to represent Republican ideas.
We're in a moment where we have to pick tribes. You're either right or you're left. There's no in between anymore. There's no, you have to be a Republican or a Democrat, and you have to aspire to everything that whoever's in charge says at that moment. Our party has lacked a counter narrative. So for the last 4.5 years, since Donald Trump's been the heir apparent and then president, he's been the only one crafting and creating a narrative for the party.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear more from Congressman Kinzinger about how the events at the Capitol shaped his decision and opinion on Donald Trump's impeachment. Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
Facing a projected $3 billion budget shortfall in the upcoming fiscal year, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker pledges to balance the state budget with no tax increase. Pritzker has warned all year that looming budget talks would be difficult due to the economic downturn during the pandemic. But his office now projects the budget deficit at more than $3 billion rather than an earlier estimate of $5.5 billion. Pritzker is scheduled to deliver his budget address next week.
Multiple fire crews are called to an early morning garage fire in Boone County. This happened just before 8 at a home on Carly Lane in Belvedere. Firefighters arrived to find smoke and flames coming from the structure. Crews determined the fire started in an electrical outlet. All of the occupants were able to escape. No one was hurt. Investigators say the blaze caused about $5,000 in damage.
Snow, ice, and freezing temperatures can make it easy to want to skip out on work. But no matter the weather, local postal workers brave conditions to get letters into your hands. Ari
Bruckman shows us how one mail carrier tackles the challenge and how you can help make his job a little easier.
Joel Perrin has been a USPS mail carrier for over 10 years.
Steps is around 24,000 per day.
Every winter in Rockford is a challenge, especially this year. When I caught up with Joel Tuesday morning, it felt like -6. He knows just how important it is to be prepared.
I have 3 layers on around my legs, and I have 3 layers up on top. I have this hood on and snapped in front. Pair of gloves. Sometimes I'll wear earmuffs underneath as well.
But it's not only these dangerously cold temperatures that can cause problems for mail carriers and delivery drivers. Any amount of ice or snow will cause complications.
It's amazing that even though we only have like 1 inch of maybe powder overnight, it does make it a little bit difficult to get to the mailbox.
USPS allows their workers to wait until the next day if they feel the conditions aren't safe to make the delivery. But very little will stop Joel from getting the job done.
If we can get to it, I like to make the effort anyway. It might not be important to me, but it might be important to them, so I give it the best I can.
So to help out Joel and others, make sure to shovel out your mailbox and keep sidewalks and driveways clear and salted. In Rockford, for your home team, I'm Ari Bruckman.
Outdoor workers can also be impacted by winter illness. As Candice mentioned earlier, sub-zero temps have become the norm lately and will be for a while. With the frigid air comes the risk of frostbite and hypothermia. Frostbite occurs when skin and underlying tissues freeze. Hypothermia is caused by a drop in body temperature to 95 degrees or less. It's more serious than frostbite and can even lead to death. The American Burn Association says 1,300 people die each year from hypothermia. The best way to avoid weather-related illness is by bundling up in warm coats, hats, and gloves, dressing in layers, and staying inside whenever possible.
Frontline healthcare workers at a local hospital get a thank you. The Swedish American Foundation received the nearly $12,000 gift today from Marco Technologies. The money will be used to buy care packages. Hospital administrators say it will help the emotional well-being of workers who've been under intense stress since the start of COVID. Marco sales manager Brett LeBeau's wife is a nurse. He says it's important to recognize the sacrifices healthcare workers have made over the last year.
Just to be able to give back, just a snack to the healthcare workers means a lot to us, so that they can have the ability to do the job that we all are asking them to do in a tough environment right now.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear from administrators who say the gift goes deeper than a simple snack.
Romance scams are costing Americans hundreds of millions of dollars every year.
Coming up, consumer advocates say an increase in online dating amid the pandemic's only adding to those numbers.
If you're cranking up the heat to keep warm during the brutal winter stretch, you're not alone. Coming up at 6, the owner of a local HVAC company provides a short heater checklist that could save a life.
Despite the sunshine we had this afternoon, we did not warm up much at all. In fact, we stayed in the single digits to right around 10 degrees. Find out when we could see those overnight lows again fall back into the double digits below 0. That's coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Sports Director Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
As we get closer to Valentine's Day, law enforcement around the country hope those searching for a connection don't end up getting scammed.
Victims of romance schemes lost over $200 million in 2019. Experts say the trick starts innocently enough. Scammers will convince people overseas that they're in love. But some of these quote-unquote significant others start asking for money, bank statements, and driver's licenses. Some even ask to use a victim's bank account.
It's heartbreaking to have people come into this office and tell us that they've lost their life savings thinking they were giving money to a boyfriend or girlfriend, when in fact there's actually just either a terrorist organization or a criminal organization on the other side of the internet.
Experts say there are signs an online romance could be fake. That includes professing their love quickly, asking for money, and strictly communicating online.
Today's the last day to take part in a Valentine's Day drive for local veterans. It's the 8th annual Valentine's for Veterans program. Organizers hope the small token of appreciation will make a Vets Day. The deadline to mail cards out is today. They can be sent to Congresswoman Sherry Bustos' office on Church Street. That address is right there on your screen. And while you've got the craft supplies out, consider spreading the Valentine's love to a local senior citizen. The past year's been a challenge for older people as they adapt to COVID restrictions and have to keep a distance from family and friends. That's why state line leaders started the Valentine's for Seniors program. You're urged to create cards for those living in long-term care facilities. Valentines will be collected through tomorrow. There are a few drop-off locations on your screen right now, including Chairman Joe Chiarelli's office and Mayor Mike Chamberlain's office over in Belvedere. We have the full list at our website, mystateline.com.
With the big day itself coming up Sunday, those still in need of a last-minute gift can swing by Edgebrook Shopping Center. The one-stop Cupid shop will be set up Saturday and Sunday. Stores there will be offering special deals on gifts like wine, chocolate, fresh baked goods, and flower arrangements. Edgebrook Shopping Center is located on North Alpine Road in Rockford.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
We've had plenty of sunshine this afternoon, but that did not do much to warm our temperatures after we started off below zero this morning. Our numbers today hard pressed to really even make it above 10 degrees for this afternoon. Now we will see the sunset, actually seeing it right now, a live look with our Mercial SkyTrack camera over Beloit, Wisconsin. But we look off into the distance and you see a couple of clouds on the horizon, and we'll see some of that cloud cover increase, but not until later tonight. Now with that clear sky, as the sun does set this evening, that means our temperatures are going to drop off fairly quickly, already down to 3 degrees in Galena, 4 in Freeport, 6 in Rockford, 2 in Rochelle, but it feels like 9 below. 9 below also the wind chill in DeKalb, and 3 below in Rockford, even though our wind is not overly strong. Now our wind will stay light here as we go through the night tonight, and that will allow that temperature with that clear sky to drop back below zero. Ben, our weather watcher in South Beloit, checking in this evening with 9 degrees. Notice those dew point numbers all below zero, so very, very dry air overhead. 8, our weather watcher Bob on the southeast side of Rockford's checking in, and a clear sky tonight. 3 already for Mike just north of Forreston. Strong high pressure building into our north and west this evening really helped to clear out that cloud cover and clear our skies. But you see those clouds building to the south and to the west. So as we get after midnight and then into the morning hours tomorrow, we'll start to see some of that cloud cover move back in. Can kind of tell where the center of that high pressure system is located just by looking at our regional temperature map, the bubble of that cold air and that cold spilling in here to northern and central Illinois. But what happens with this retreats a little bit back up to the north later tonight and tomorrow. But we've got this kind of cold core, this cold air mass because of this high pressure system, and it kind of shifts to the north and works a little bit to the south. It'll be shifting back up to the north a bit, so it'll bring that temperature up. But what's going to happen, we've got a jet stream that's pretty much right overhead. So what that is doing is allowing any little lift in the atmosphere to mix in with some of that cold air, and you get these weaker low pressure systems that come through and these periodic snow chances. And because it's so cold and dry, yes, even though it's cold, it still can snow. It allows that snow to kind of fluff up. So our next system with this comes in mostly to the south tomorrow morning, but we will see a couple of light snow showers associated with that. Now Futurecast keeps all of this down to the south. I think we're going to see this come up to the north. So by as early as mid-morning tomorrow, we could have some light snow. It's not going to be anything heavy or anything like what we had Monday afternoon, but we'll see some of that as we go through the afternoon on Wednesday. That'll then pass. We've got another system that comes in once we get into Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening, and that in itself could bring additional 1 to 2 inches of snow. So what we get from tomorrow, notice most of that accumulation to the south, maybe a trace up to an inch once you get here along the Highway 20 corridor and points down south. So our temperature temperatures tonight. I think we'll fall down to about 4 below before rising a little bit into tomorrow. 12 for tomorrow afternoon. We're 1 below Wednesday night. 14's our warmest day so far until we could get into next weekend. But guys, I do want to say that looks like we might get another push of that really cold air, which could keep our temperatures in the single digits for the weekend, and watching our snow chance coming in Friday into Saturday.
By next Tuesday, 18 will be balmy. Candice, thanks.
Scott's in to talk sports. The NIC 10 basketball season tips off tonight. Scott gives us his 3 teams to watch this season as potential conference champions.
And a former Hananiga wrestler opens eyes around the Big Ten.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
We're a week into the high school basketball season, but the fun is just getting started in the NIC 10 Conference. Action there tips off tonight. So who's the team to beat this season for the boys? It's never been more challenging to pick with a shortened season, a new 2-division setup, and kids opting out to focus on other sports. But I see 3 teams as the favorites. 1, the Jefferson Jayhawks. The Jayhawks won 26 games last season. They finished second in the conference. Antonio Levy is back inside, and his strong build and strength and activeness under the basket, here he is, are tough to stop. Latrell Graham, their leading scorer last year, is also back after averaging 14 points per game. The key for the Jayhawks will be how well they fill in around those 2 guys. The East Rabs should be strong again. They won 21 games last season and tied for 3rd in the conference. They return maybe the best 1-2 punch in the conference in Patience Harris and Marcarius Luster. Both are athletic, well-rounded players. Luster is coming off a back injury and will need time to get up to speed. That hurts in the short season. The E-Rabs also have 6'4" Elijah Dixon to give them some length. The 3rd team that will challenge for the championship will be Boylan. The Titans graduated maybe the 2 best players in the conference in Johnny Close and this man Anthony Brown. Plus the rest of their starters are gone too. But their JV team went 17-1 in the conference last season. If those guys get their varsity legs and mature quickly, look out for the Titans. They have length, they have depth. All they lack is varsity experience. Well, former Hananiga wrestler Anthony Cassiope is hitting his stride with the Iowa Hawkeyes right now. Today he was named the Big Ten's Co-Wrestler of the Week. Last Sunday he pinned both his opponents, Purdue's Dorian Keys and Ohio State's 10th-ranked Tate Ordendorf. Both matches were over in under 5 minutes. Cassiope's record this season is 4-1. His only loss was to Minnesota's number 1 ranked heavyweight Gable Stevenson. Right now, the only wrestlers Cassiope struggles to beat are the 2 guys ranked ahead of him, Stevenson and number 2 Mason Paris of Michigan. Both of them are juniors. That's what it's all about right now for Cassiope, refining the edges on his game and closing the gap on Stevenson and Paris. Until then, he is the legit number 3 heavyweight in the nation, and he's only a sophomore. That's my take. We'll be right back.
Reverse Warning Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and more. Clear skies tonight, but some lighter snow, guys, for tomorrow.
We could use more snow.
Yeah, we could. Thanks, Candice. Stay safe.